Ellen DeGeneres is saying goodbye to the USA. Multiple outlets are reporting that the comedian and wife Portia de Rossi are bidding farewell to the United States and are moving across the pond to rural England.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
Have a good night.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited.
The highly documented decades of friendship between these two seems to have been the nail in their coffin. Just to clarify, moving to Europe is not going to stop extradition back to the States if charges get brought up against Ashton with this whole thing.
So this is Ashton Kutcher. He was on the Hot Ones.
Go ahead. No, it's okay.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote. If you
really?
have one, yeah.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. Can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out and watch football together.
So Diddy's longtime friends, Ellen DeGeneres and Ashton Kutcher, have apparently both packed up and left the country for Europe. And fans are starting to connect the dots between their relocation and their alleged involvement in Diddy's freakoffs. With Diddy's trial only a few months away, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to acknowledge that the timing of Ellen and Ashton's move is very suspicious. These two were close to Diddy for years, and they didn't exactly try to hide their friendship either. But now that Diddy's name is all over the headlines for a lot of dark accusations, people are wondering if Ellen and Ashton are trying to escape the heat. Some sources are even claiming that the feds are now looking into Ellen and Ashton's escape to see if it could be linked to their potential involvement in Diddy's alleged crimes. So what exactly do we know about Ellen and Ashton's sudden decision to leave the States? Is it just a coincidence that they're leaving before Diddy's trial starts? And does this mean that there is something even darker going on behind the scenes? Let's get into it.
Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
So according to this new report by The Wrap, Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, Portia de Rossi, have decided to leave the U.S. and settle in rural England. They've already put their Montecito estate up for sale and have no plans to return to the U.S. Meanwhile, this video recently surfaced showing Ellen and Portia enjoying a night out at a pub in Burford, UK. And it looks like Ellen also decided to dye her signature blonde hair. Now, according to one source close to Ellen, the main reason behind their move was Donald Trump's election. And the insider told TMZ that Ellen and Portia decided to get out of the country after the elections because they were feeling very disillusioned by Trump winning. But let's keep it real for a second. No matter who's sitting in the Oval Office, the super rich 1%ers who live in California won't be affected anyway. And let's not forget, Ellen already lived through one Trump presidency without packing her bags. So why the sudden decision to flee now? The timing is just a little too convenient for some people, especially with the growing backlash surrounding Ellen's friendship with Diddy. For those who don't know, Ellen and Diddy were tight for years. He appeared on her show over a dozen times, and they've been spotted together at events. By the way, isn't it ironic how both Ellen and Diddy were always preaching about kindness and love? Ellen was all about her be kind to everyone mantra, always talking about how being kind is her life's motto.
And when I say be kind to one another, I don't mean only the people that think the same way that you do. I mean be kind to everyone.
And doesn't that sound a lot like Diddy's whole love rebranding he started pushing just before all these allegations surfaced?
We live in a toxic world, and it's love versus hate. That's what's going on right now. Yeah. And I choose love. That's my new name, and love wins. Love wins. Let's go, y'all.
It's giving textbook narcissism, so no wonder these two were so close. Over the years, Diddy made quite a few appearances on The Ellen Show, and in a lot of them, he openly bragged about his parties and after parties.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel. You know,
And then it will carry on there.
Yeah. Then
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
On top of that, some old footage of Ellen resurfaced recently showing her making Justin Bieber visibly uncomfortable with some inappropriate questions. And with the rumors about Justin allegedly being harmed by Diddy, fans are now questioning if Ellen knew more about what happened to Justin than she let on.
We're in Bora Bora with?
Yeah.
You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
I mean, you can say, why can't you say you're dating somebody?
I'm not dating anyone, though.
She's just a friend?
She's just a friend.
Wow. I have friends, I've never seen them naked like that. And they don't bring me to Bora Bora.
Stop, you're making me blush, dude.
But that's not all. Based on some of Ellen's old tweets that recently popped back up, it looks like her relationship with Diddy was even closer than we thought. To give you just one example, back in 2016, Ellen wished Diddy a happy birthday with this message. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I call him, Cuddle McSnuggle Stuff. You don't need to know why. So Ellen was out here snuggling with someone now facing accusations of doing unspeakable things to victims as young as 9. Now these lawsuits against Diddy might be fresh news, but the allegations have been swirling since the 90s, and we're really supposed to believe Ellen had no clue what Diddy was up to all that time? And now let's get into Diddy's other BFF, Ashton Kutcher. He spent years hyping up his friendship with Diddy and constantly bragging about his wild parties, but now he's gone totally silent on all the allegations surrounding Diddy. And to make things even more suspicious, reports are saying that Ashton and his wife Mila Kunis are planning to make a big move. The Economic Times recently reported that Ashton and Mila are considering relocating their family to Europe. And obviously, the timing is pretty suspicious because this report came right after fans on social media started talking about Ashton's longtime friendship with Diddy.
Time magazine named Ashton Kutcher as one of the 100 most influential people that year. Combs offered the following quote, saying Ashton Kutcher is a sounding board for me. Like me, he's a mogul, a new media mogul, but we are yin and yang. I am in your face, but he is understated, cool, suave.
So there's a rumor going around about a video that allegedly shows Ashton involved in some really messed up stuff at one of Diddy's parties. And while this is all speculation at this point, what we do know for sure is that Ashton and Diddy were very close back in the day, and Ashton even helped host one of Diddy's infamous white parties in Beverly Hills back in 2009. Now back then, nobody thought twice about how close Ashton and Diddy were. But now, with everything coming to light about the disturbing stuff that allegedly went down at those parties, it makes you wonder what Ashton could have been involved in with Diddy. And let's not forget, Ashton has a shady track record when it comes to sticking by his criminal friends. Both he and Mila backed up their former That 70s Show co-star Danny Masterson, who's now serving 30 years to life for 2 felony counts of rape.
In her letter, which was made public today by the court, Mila Kunis describes Masterson, a convicted rapist, as having a caring nature and says he is an outstanding role model. Ashton Kutcher calls him kind, courteous, and hardworking. He has always treated people with decency, equality, and generosity.
What's also disturbing is that Ashton is the same guy who once sat in front of Congress speaking out against the exact crimes Diddy's being accused of now.
As part of my anti-trafficking work, I've met victims in Russia. I've met victims in India. I've met victims that have been from Mexico, victims in New York and New Jersey and all across our country. I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see.
So Ashton founded his organization called Thorn, which is supposed to work to protect vulnerable young people from these horrible crimes. But just because he runs a group like that doesn't mean he's off limits from suspicion. Having a good cause doesn't automatically make someone innocent, and it's possible he could be involved in something shady. And let's also not forget Ashton's sketchy behavior around young women. There's this old clip that's been resurfacing where Ashton talks about kissing a young Mila Kunis and even making a bet with none other than Danny Masterson.
You know what's funny is when she was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right? Right. And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in this scene.
It was my first kiss. Why don't you tell them a bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss.
No,
it was like a second or third kiss.
Then Danny goes to him and goes, dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her. What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some...
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really... okay, Dan, we had a little side bet, don't we?
Yeah. So the fact that 2 of Diddy's closest industry friends, Ellen DeGeneres and Ashton Kutcher, both decided to move out of the U.S. just months before Diddy's trial kicks off, you can't help but wonder if they're getting getting ahead of a potential storm. But what's your take on this? Is it all just a coincidence, or do you think Ellen and Ashton are trying to distance themselves from Diddy before things get really messy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't miss out on this next video.